better not have no plans tonight.
Movie time and it's feeling right.
You're looking for a love that lasts. You'll find it at Romancing the Podcast. Ooh, ooh, baby, you had me at hello. Ooh, I love you.
I know.
Ooh, ooh, baby, you're the wind beneath my wings. Ooh, ah, I'll have what she's having.
Thank you for tuning into Romancing the Pod. You had us at hello. I'm Paige Wesley.
And I'm Todd Schlosser, and this week I made you guys watch
The Mask of Zorro.
So, Paige, was this the first time you saw Mask of Zorro?
This was. Now, I have seen like old-timey Zorro.
Right.
Like the real old shit. I had never seen the modern ones, and I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I must have caught moments of this on like Disney Channel or something, wherever it was playing
Sure.
on TV growing up, because there were parts of this that I absolutely recognized, but I had never like sat all the way through the whole thing. And I'm here to tell you that the knowledge that this film exists means that Baby Girl is impossible. Like, no one would ever cheat on Zorro. What are you talking about?
Oh.
That's madness.
Right, the movie Baby Girl. Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Are you lost, baby girl?
Yeah, I could see that. Because he's pretty hunky in this movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Good Lord, Todd. Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, it's Antonio Banderas.
I mean, yeah.
It's going to surprise nobody. But I did love that, like, this is kind of like a Batman got old and trained a new Batman movie.
Kind of dig it. Wild that it was Anthony Hopkins, but sure.
Paige, at the end of the movie, when Anthony Hopkins, who was always the same age while filming this movie,
Yes.
says they still have Zorro. Like, I'm too old to be Zorro. I was like,
Right.
I'm glad you finally had this realization. Because, yes, you are too old. I love when they're like having him sword fight.
Sir, you need a back brace.
I love when they're having him sword fight at the beginning, and truthfully, he's doing more than I expected him,
Of course.
a man of his age, to be doing under a clear wig.
Oh.
But he is clearly not the one doing the very fast work you see in like wide shots.
The wigs in this movie. The wigs in this movie,
Right.
Todd, this movie has a myriad of crazy wigs. And here's the thing. They're not bad in the sense that they are low quality wigs. Like, they are absolutely doing all the work to like blend it into people's hairlines and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
But the shapes and the styles are just choices.
Yeah.
And they are period accurate choices in some cases.
Okay.
And in other cases, you're like, you can't, what? How has his hair changed curl patterns so drastically?
And so many times.
So many times.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's funny to me also because this feels like 4 different movies, and not in a bad way. This reminds me a lot of Princess Bride in that you've got like a lot of different characters. You're kind of following everybody. But I feel like there's kind of like 80% of the movie is one way and then 20% is another, where like Anthony Hopkins is playing this dead ass serious, where he's just like, I've lost my daughter. I'm on a murderous rampage. There's no joking about it.
I'm new in town.
And I'm new in town. And then Antonio Banderas is just like live action Puss in Boots. Let's go.
Yes.
And then Catherine
Zeta-Jones.
Zeta-Jones. She
Yeah.
dips beneath the lasers. Oh, she is in like the shopping montages of 365 in this movie, where it's like they cut out the parts we want to see, but like she's delivering lines as if those parts are still in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
She's hypnotized before they get like any one-on-one time.
yes.
She gets so turned on by their meet cute, she has to go confess it as a sin.
Hot.
She's like, oh, and by the way, it's Antonio Banderas because he's like hiding out there because this movie was written by God himself. And like, so she's confessing to Antonio Banderas that like the sin of her flooding her basement upon meeting Antonio Banderas.
No, I'm here to tell you, it wasn't God. It was a lady like me who had to write half this movie one-handed, if you know what I'm saying. And I thank her for it.
Yeah.
The other part of this movie is like the guy playing the governor trying to do his best Chris Sarandon impression from Princess Bride.
Wait, do you mean Don Raphael?
Yes, Don Raphael.
Yeah.
Essentially, it, like as a combo of the six-fingered man and Chris Sarandon, or Prince Humperdinck, that was his name. Humperdinck.
Wait, are you talking about the American captain or Captain Love, or are you talking about the governor?
So Captain Love is kind of six-fingered man-ish.
Yes, because he's more six-fingered man because he killed his brother.
He's more six-fingered man.
Yeah.
Well, and he's got the head in the jar like fucking Crank. Are we just going to ignore... Are we going to ignore the fact that Antonio Banderas drinks his brother's head juice? We'll talk about it when we get there, but that is upsetting.
Paige, it's nuts. I mean, the fact that, okay, think about what would have to have taken place for him to be able to produce that head. Like,
right?
He knows. Like, he has to know that Antonio Banderas is the dude in the head's brother.
Right.
The dude in the head? The dude who used to own that head's brother.
What is the head in that it's preserved?
But, like, that's not really a dude of consequence. Like, he was a famous, like, thief.
Sure.
But it wasn't like he caught Billy the Kid or something, or like...
Okay, here's my headcanon.
It's crazy. You had to say headcanon, Paige? Here's my pickled headcanon.
Here's my pickled headcanon that the movie does not get into.
That guy just collected domes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to be a real freak-a-leak if you be collecting heads and putting them in jars like that. And so I think he keeps everyone's head.
That's what I think too.
Which the space you'd have to have for that.
Yeah.
Like what we're missing out is his fucking Hannibal Lecter ass basement that is just like rows of heads in jars, like Futurama. And then he's just like, bring up head number 14. Like,
oh, 14's a good year. Oh,
yeah.
I love some of that dome pickle juice. Like, why would you want to drink any of that? Have you ever drank pickle juice, Paige?
No, I don't enjoy pickles.
I hate them so much. It is one of the things I hate most on this earth. And I get that I'm weird because I don't like pickles, but I just don't like pickles.
No, you're not weird.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do, I guess is my point. And you're allowed to like pickles. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like the vinegar. I can't do the vinegar.
I like pickled chips, like potato chips that are flavored like pickles. I know you hate potato chips, so this is a double no for you.
What I hate is potato-based chips, yes.
Yeah.
I guess my point, Paige, is don't pickle my head after I'm dead. Like, if I have to say it, I didn't think I had to, but I want it on the record. I don't want you to pickle my dome.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I thought about it for a second. I was like, I'm not using it. And, but no, yeah, don't pickle my head and then drink the juice.
Yeah.
No one should do that to anyone's head. It seems like a bad idea for everyone involved. And I feel like drinking the head juice would kill you. Right?
You know what?
There's got to be stuff in there.
Let's start Mythbusters again. I got one last myth for them to solve.
Adam, Jamie, help us out. Can you drink the juice of a preserved human head? And why is that in Zorro?
We should have retitled this before we had Paige yell out the whole title.
Yeah. Plausible.
Because you know they'd call it something great like Head Games.
Head Games.
And it would just be foreigner soundtrack. It'd be great.
Hit the head.
I do want to say this, not to re-rail us back on rail, but...
I'd get railed to people in this movie, sure.
By Zorro? Wait, are we talking old Zorro or young Zorro?
Young Zorro. But old Antonio Banderas and Baby Girl any day.
That's fair.
Right?
But like Zorro's whole career is very much on borrowed time. Because once like rifles like figure out how to do like rifling technology, so like when someone lines up a bunch of like people with rifles and shoot at Zorro, it's not like throwing confetti at the wall.
Right.
Like they can actually aim, like he's fucked.
They might actually hit him.
He's so dead.
Like, it's wild. I had it in my notes that Captain Love hit that guy midair twice. And I was like, that's fucking wild. And then literally 2 seconds later, he's like, I hit that guy midair twice. I was like, well, as long as he knows.
You know what that was, though? The stunt coordinator showed off that trick and the director liked it so much, they were like, let's also put it at the beginning.
Do it twice.
And we'll double tap it and we'll make it a joke.
It'll be great.
And honestly, I thought it was awesome. I loved it both times.
Loved it.
Although I thought it was really stupid of Three Finger Jack to give him a full ass 30 seconds to like line up his shot.
While he's on a roller coaster.
I know. He's riding Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, like down and like looking at the goat yelling about it. And then this guy shoots him out of the air.
You always have to yell at the goat.
Look at the goat!
Look at the goat.
Guys, just Google "look at the goat" Disney. You'll understand.
Disneyland people, you know what we mean. Here's the other reason why Zorro is on borrowed time. And I feel like now I have to watch the sequel. Now I got to know because I have also not seen the sequel. Because the beginning of this movie takes place in 1821
Yes.
in Baja, California, very specifically because they talk about leaving Alta California to the north. This is a wild amount of stuff I had to learn in the 4th grade. But then the movie time jumps to 20 years later, which
Yes.
would make it 1841.
That's how math works.
That's how math works. And while this movie is happening, Santa Ana is currently at war basically with the United States and factions of the United States. But that only lasts for another 8 years because in 1849, California becomes a state.
Right.
Like, that's why it's the 49ers. It's like a whole, because of the gold rush. So, like, this movie exists in a very tiny, specific part of California history.
And it's technically about making the Californian Republic, which technically did exist for like a month.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a few years.
I think it was like a month, actually. I don't know for sure. But that's where the bear flag comes from.
Yes. Yeah.
I know too much about your state.
I know.
But I did learn about it in the 4th grade.
There you go. Yeah, it only officially on paper exists for a very short amount of time, although it existed kind of informally in the fact that they were kind of governing themselves for a few years. But it is that like a few years between this movie and I assume the sequel.
Yeah, like literally, yeah, this and the
Yeah.
1849, right?
In 1849.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like sitting there, I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to remember all of this.
I kind of feel like the movie does a good job of telling you what you need to know, which is honestly not a ton.
Not a ton. I was so in the beginning because I was like, okay, because we have also on Cult Podcast, we did a whole section on Mexican independence, but also how Mexico gave up the land that became Texas because of a cult that claims that they are not part of America because of a treaty from like 1871. It's a very complicated, like 40 years.
Yeah.
But as I'm watching the movie, I was like, they should really tell us more of what's going on. And then once we get to what the plan is, I was like, oh, never mind. This is really simple. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
I kind of did get it. Like he got kicked out by the Mexican army because he was like Spain's governor of that area, right? And 20 years later, he comes back and he knows about where the gold mine is.
Right.
So he then uses that gold mine to like create the gold that he then buys California with. I got it.
Right. And don't think he successfully. That's not important. It's not important to the movie.
That's not history, Paige. Like that didn't really happen.
No, I know. I was trying to remember if it changed hands and I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the movie. The movie exists in such a way that you don't need to know that information
At all.
No.
And it's also probably not at all historically accurate from that perspective, like
No.
You know, so like it doesn't really matter. Like no one's going to test you on it. But I did kind of love this movie. I think it's like this fun romp through like 1800s California, and it's like just a silly good time.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Princess Bride in a lot of good ways.
Yes.
I do think you could trim 20 minutes out of it.
That would all be action. And some of the action is great. Like the horse, whoever does the like all the stunts in the like he gets on a horse and takes them from behind kind of a situation, like that that stuff was great. Oh yeah, he like flips them up and he like sits on it backwards, Paige.
Yeah,
and then he like hits that guy in the face. Guess he was asking for
he
it.
Breaks it off.
Yeah, he takes every man all the way. You know what I'm saying? Until he makes that guy hit his log,
Yeah. All the action is great. The fight choreography is incredible. The stunts are great.
Yeah, but you could cut about 20 minutes out. You're not wrong. Because truly nothing's happening. It's just action, which I enjoy.
Yes.
But like there's no story you're missing. Like if we were doing an episode on the movie, which I guess we are now, and you'll see, like
we are.
I'm not going to walk you through every punch that was thrown, like because nothing's really happening except for like they're fighting.
It's a lot of like, and they fight.
Yeah.
It's awesome. moving on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get that it's not like your favorite part, but the action stuff is really good. It's really well done.
Well, and here's the thing. This movie is it's 2 hours and 11 minutes long.
Yeah.
If you cut 20 minutes out of it, it's still almost 2 hours long. You're keeping most of those fight scenes.
Yeah.
You're trimming maybe 1 to 4 minutes out of each, and I would say fight set piece, not just fight scene. Like,
Yeah.
because he'll fight through an entire mansion, you know?
Yeah.
Cut one room out of the mansion.
Paige is like, get rid of all the action, guys. What we need is more of the flamenco dancing
Yes.
and less of the action.
Yeah.
And Paige, I thought the choreographed dance that they clearly had
Yes.
been rehearsing for a month
Uh-huh.
before their like meet cute
Uh-huh.
dance where they're supposed to have just met, whatever. Anyway,
Magic.
it is magic. I love it. And I did kind of love that, like, he's like this kind of asshole to her and they kind of hate each other. And then they like kind of fall for each other even though they don't want, or she doesn't want to, kind of.
It's very Count of Monte Cristo.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I would keep that scene in its entirety. And then whatever you take from the other fight scenes, add it to their fight scene and make it twice as long and half as many clothes. And like, sign me up.
Oh, you mean the fight scene where he like uses his swords to remove almost all of her clothing?
Yeah.
He kisses her without consent twice. They do go roll in some hay because there's some hay in that scene for some reason. And then he just cuts her top off with his sword.
Love it.
And the craziest part, Paige, is that like she's like not into it.
Oh no.
It's like
well,
70% assault, 30% Paige's fan fiction.
Here's why I will not fault them as much on the consent part. Because we have established that she is into it.
Oh, yeah.
She has said it. She has told him in the confessional.
She doesn't know that she's told him. Yes.
I mean, you can infer because he then escapes the confessional. So I think she knows that that's who she told or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I'll give it a pass. And also after the first kiss, like he kisses her and pulls back and then she goes in for another one.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said.
So anything after that point, I'm kind of like, fair game.
That's why I was like, she's not into it. Like, she is into it.
She into it.
Yeah.
She's into it.
And I really wish Catherine Zeta-Jones would have just decided which dad she wanted to live. Like, what? She had to try and save both of them? Pick a side.
We'll talk about it when we get to that scene.
I mean, no, I understand it. Like, that's the man that raised her.
Yeah, well, and I think it represents a realization of who the man who raised her really is.
Yeah.
Because I think she has experienced one version of him and everyone else has experienced another. And this is a stark, moment of like, oh, I don't know this man.
Yeah.
I don't know this man at all. Anyway, we'll talk about it when we get to it.
I don't know if you noticed this, though, but at Don Raphael's house, when he comes back in 1841, there's like this weird kind of tree that honestly can only grow in Baja California. It's called a monkey bar tree, but thank God it was there because Antonio Banderas needed it to escape in the second act break. It was straight up just monkey bars that were like camouflaged as like tree branches.
As tree branches.
It was bonkers.
My favorite thing like that is during the super long training montage, that's where you can lose some time.
Yes, yeah.
Because, and I think it's crazy that we get one fighting training montage, and then he's like, I'm going to have to teach you the ways of charm, and then we don't get a montage for that at all. And that's the montage I want, but fine.
It cuts from that to them walking in with forged documents from the Queen of Spain that give him land.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
He goes from having nothing to owning land overnight through counterfeit documents that we just like see them present out of nowhere.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada documents.
It was nuts.
But the craziest part is during the training montage, much like the monkey bars, they have a bunch of ropes strung like diagonally, and he's doing the entrapment, the Catherine Zeta-Jones, like under the ropes.
Yeah.
And I just, as I was watching, it was just, Catherine Zeta-Jones, she dips beneath lasers. Oh, I like could not stop myself from doing it.
But shouldn't it be Antonio Banderas? He dips beneath ropes.
So
There you go. Yeah.
Puss in boots.
I did think they were like, whoever choreographed the flamenco dance like, I think did a great job of differentiating it from all the other dancing in the movie.
Yes.
Which I will describe as two people with their arms in dance position doing the teacups ride from Disney
Yes.
while walking around a room.
Yes.
It's not at all dancing at all. It's just like spinning while walking.
Because it's not a waltz either.
No.
It's just teacup spinning.
And everyone's all over the place from a timing
All
perspective.
over
Like,
the
we hear
place.
the music and people are just walking around like they're going to the buffet in the weirdest way possible.
To the point where they like end the dance, and I half expected her to like step back and be like dizzy, like, ugh.
Yeah, it is like, it's almost like we're watching one of those like National Lampoon movies. And we are going to see a lady in the background just be like, just like barf, you know? Because they have just eaten dinner as well. Like that, honestly, that joke would have landed, I think, because they had just eaten.
I also love in that scene, he's like, she was dancing, you were trying.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, catty bitch.
I know. Antonio Banderas is like, you guys know all white dudes can't dance, right? You guys see Captain Love over here? This jackass.
You see this dude's weird golden Hulk Hogan headpiece, weird wig? Yeah, no, none of that.
Yeah.
But then he immediately dances with her in the same teacup way
I know. Well, until the flamenco dance. Yeah.
until the flamenco dance went.
Yeah.
Woo! Mm.
Yeah, it's like a dance you'd see 12-year-olds do. It's not like super sexy. Like, it is like just a dance.
It's pretty sexy.
It's a dance.
It's sexy in the way that, and this is like, I have a slight complaint about Bridgerton season 2. I feel like there's not enough sex in it. Fight me, whatever. But one of the things that Bridgerton season 2 does incredible is longing, and it's a lot of Antony being like up in Kate's face, like just like face is so close, but then no. And the dance also does a lot of that. A lot of like close faces and the no, and then like face to boob.
Yeah, I think the sexiest part of the dance is when the dance is over and she puts her face in his face and it looks like they're about to make out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when her dad walks over and is like, how dare you dance like a whore? I mean, he doesn't say exactly that, but that's like his vibe.
That's his vibe.
And Banderas is like, yeah, that's how we're all doing it back in Spain, you fucking nerd. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
hey.
very like cool. I just like the way he responds. I'm like, hell yeah, man.
It's wilder than that because the dance truly ends with his face in her chest, and then she pulls it up to her face, and you're like, huh.
It's hot. Like, that is the sexiest part, and that's the end of the dance. Like, the dance is over.
This movie does what Hallmark movies could never, and that's have chemistry.
But honestly, if they just cast two people who could have chemistry, they could pretty much do everything in this movie because it is pretty family friendly. Like, it's not over the top with anything sexual.
Until they start cutting each other's clothes off, yeah.
I mean, even then, she's fully covered 100% of the time.
Right, thanks to his hat.
Somebody get me a see-through fedora.
What if it had just been like an accountant's visor? Like, oh no.
Not my green nipple. Sorry, because they're green and you'll be able to see through it a little bit. Never mind.
Well, now I'm just thinking of, isn't it Love Actually with all the pictures with the Santa Claus hats over the nipples?
Yes, it is. I do love that. Paige, I have a few things to talk about before we get into the movie that I just have to yell about.
See.
The first one, which is, why are they storing the gold bars at the mine? Because, and we see the mine many times.
Right.
There's no place to smelt anything.
No.
And it is like gold bars at the mine. So like, are they harvesting gold? Like they don't grow in bar form. You have to take it somewhere to smelt it and then they bring it back here.
And they say that they are taking it somewhere to smelt it because not only are they smelting it into bullion, into bars, but they're also stamping those bars with the insignia of Spain.
Yes.
So like they're taking it somewhere and then bringing the bars back. And then, oh, this drove me nuts. At the end of the movie, they're trying to like lift the gold to the top of the mountain.
That they're about to blow up, Paige?
Yes!
Yeah. It's
What?
like literally the dumbest thing I've ever seen anyone
It's
doing
fucking
like,
crazy.
I don't know, water world show at a Universal. Like it's just such an insanely stupid stunt.
That's what the third act of this movie is
Yes.
a Waterworld show at
Yes.
Universal Studios.
It is.
Because it's like, it's set up almost like a stage, and then it's just like explosions, water ski, explosions, Kevin Costner, explosions.
At the end of this movie, they are just like really focused on killing all of the people at the mine because they are a loose end, more or less.
Those people die.
I mean, I don't know. We don't see it. I personally believe they saved them.
They walk out of the smoke, but there's no way.
I mean,
They're literally like still unlocking them when the fuse goes off.
I mean, they've got to we've got to keep funding the first responders to this El Dorado tragedy, right? Because those people are definitely going to have some health issues from all that inhalation from that mine stuff.
100%.
I mean, Jon Stewart can't stop talking about it. I love him for it.
Yes.
But I just think if they were that obsessed with tying up all their loose ends, they would have dealt with whoever smelt it, because whoever smelt it dealt it, Paige. It was a long way to go for a joke from the fourth grade, but I got there. And you know what? When I started talking about it, I hadn't written that joke. I didn't even think of that until just now.
For you.
Because I'm not good at this. But Paige, I have one alarming fact before we get into it. And that fact is, well, let me ask. Do you know what Zorro means?
No.
They say it in this movie. I did not know until this movie. But Zorro means fox in Spanish, apparently.
Oh, and that's why he's like, you are the fox.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know what else means fox? Not in Spanish, obviously.
No.
Todd. I'm a Middle English Zorro, motherfucker. Let's go.
No.
What?
No.
I gotta go buy some more swords. I said more like I own any.
Is this just an excuse for you to own more swords?
I don't own any. But listen, I don't own any. Doesn't mean I shouldn't and won't at one point. I do like swords.
Hey, listeners, the P.O. box one more time to send swords.
Anyway, Paige, maybe we should go through this movie scene by glorious scene.
See, in 1821, Spain's 300-year domination of Mexico was about to come to an end.
Paige, I have to pause you right there because you skipped my favorite part in the movie.
Donde?
And that's where the director was like, how do we start this? And they were like, I don't know, James Bond movies are kind of cool. What if we did just a Zorro James Bond opening? And they do, and it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And that's kind of, it harkens back a little bit to the OG, old-timey Zorro, but it's fire. And you're like, yes.
And they do light a fire Z at the end because Anthony Hopkins is insane and will gasoline your front lawn for hours for a prank.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we get Lightning Z and you're just like, fuck yeah. And then it's like, hold up. Here is a title card full of Mexico and California history that we're going to need you to understand before the movie starts. In 1821, Spain's 300-year domination of Mexico was about to come to an end. A people's rebellion led by General Santa Anna spread from the arid mountains of the south to the rich and fertile northern province known as California, which was actually two provinces, Baja, Alta. We'll cover it later.
Yeah, Baja was the stick at the bottom that's technically still a part of Mexico. Alta is like LA and higher.
No, it's actually higher than that. Alta is
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Alta is central California, below the Bay Area and up.
Oh, no shit. I thought it was closer to LA. My bad. Okay, cool.
No, LA used to be Baja.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Baja California now because it's just like the peninsula, more or less.
Right. That's what it is now.
Yeah.
Back then, it went all the way up to Santa Barbara, basically.
All right.
Anyway, peasants gathered in the streets calling for the blood of the last Spanish governor, Don Rafael Montero. Although, under orders to return to Spain, Montero refused to relinquish power without one final reckoning and single title card.
Right. All of that is on one card.
That's on one card. They got to leave that up on the screen long enough for you to read it. It takes a while.
Paige, I had to take a picture of it. I was like, I can't. I got to take a picture of this. I can't read it this fast.
Oh, and then we cut to a square, a town square. I would assume in this province, which they do list which province it is. Do I remember? No.
I mean, it's where they come back to, so it is, I think, somewhere in Baja California, which may go all the way up to the Santa Barbara-ish area, but it's that area.
Yeah, in this scene, because he's about to lose power. He's about to lose that province to Mexico.
Yeah, they say in this scene, the Mexican army is 3 miles away. We have to go now.
We got to leave now. And they're literally in 2 days, this will be Mexico.
Yeah.
And as he's laying it out, he says, leave Alta California to the north, the Dons take the rest, and we will like they're dispersing land essentially as they're about to run out of the city. But we encounter this square through the eyes of two young brothers, Alejandro and Joaquin.
Yes.
Murrieta. If you live anywhere in Southern California, that's the name of half our streets. Murrieta. There's a lot of them.
There's also a Marietta in Georgia.
Well, that's spelled different, though. Isn't that M-A-R?
No idea. Probably.
Yeah, ours is spelled like this one in the movie, the M-U-R-I, which was a last name of like somebody who owned a bunch of land. Anyway, we do watch the peasants rip down the Spanish flag, which is fuck yeah. Like, honestly, it's got awesome Les Mis vibes.
It does kind of.
Yes.
The reason I say kind of is because it's like, it seems like everyone in town goes to the governor's house to like protest.
Yes.
And also because they're willing to sacrifice 3 of them in the chance that Zorro will come and like clown on these guards and save everybody.
They aren't. The governor was.
No, I know. Like, of course they don't want to be taken, but like they show up to protest and like the 2 boys are like, no, we're going to the protest because like, the governor's going to snatch up 3 people and then Zorro's going to come and clown on these suckers.
That is what happens.
They're like waiting for the show. No, they're not wrong.
Look, not to sound gauche, but them tying those 3 people up who ultimately do get saved is kind of like, I don't know, lighting a couple Waymos on fire. You get it. Baja California be Baja California-ing.
It's very much like turning on the bat signal because that is like what's going to bring in a Zorro.
What is going to bring in a Zorro? Get the lighter fluid and the end of the alphabet because Zorro is coming.
Yes.
And of course, Zorro do show up and he kind of like knocks into one of the boys as they're trying to get out of the square. And the governor does say, get all the children out of the square.
Yes.
He doesn't make him a good guy. He's still a bad guy. Anyway, so these 2 little boys are kind of running, but they get up onto a roof where they can kind of watch this happen. But as they're moving through the crowd, they run into a guy in a cloak who turns out to be what?
That's when they run into Zorro. And he's just like, shh. But they see his mask and they know who he is, so that they know the show's about to start. This is like when you're like at a play or something and they dim the lights for like 5 minutes, Yeah. Like that's what that was.
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, we got to go climb up and get a better vantage point. So they climb up on top of a building, more or less.
Exactly. So this is also where we're kind of like going through the back and forth from the crowd to the governor's mansion. And it's in the governor's mansion that we find out that he pulled 3 random people to execute in hopes that Zorro would stop it because he has some sort of vendetta against Zorro that we will learn more about momentarily.
Right. Yeah. It's really just because Zorro, before he became a like fascist fighting man of the people, was a Spanish Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yes.
And like stole this dude's love.
Very much Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes.
Like, because that's how the main character of Count of Monte Cristo ends up in prison because this other dude wanted Mercedes. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. It's basically that.
Yeah, Guy Pearce is a terrible guy. Well, in that, I don't mean like in real life, but maybe.
You mean in that movie with where they have that son? That's a shockingly, that kid will grow up to look good, I think.
Careful.
We know he did. That's why he got to be Superman.
But how old was he at that point? How old was the Witcher at that point?
I want to say he's 16.
Careful.
I'm not 100%. I think he was like 19 when he did Tristan and Isolde.
Okay.
I think
the only thing you're allowed to say legal is, sure, they might have potential. We'll see in a few years. Like, that's the only thing you're allowed to say.
I mean, when I saw Count of Monte Cristo, because I had to watch it in high school, I was kind of like, meh. And then when I saw Tristan and Isolde, where he is very much of legal age, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
I mean, he does kind of look like a kid.
He's a little too,
kid.
And weird clothes. Anyway.
I mean, French. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Ugh. Bonjour. Anyway, Zorro, of course, shows up.
Yes.
And he uses his whip to pull the firing squad and shoot one of the other guys. And then he fights his way through the gallows.
It's really cool. But if I was one of the people who was on the gallows about to get shot or whatever by firing squad, I would be a little upset if Zorro waited literally until right before they said 3 to shoot. Like, Zorro, can you stop them before they start counting down? I only have so much money for therapy.
Yeah, right? Like, I've already shit myself. You owe me new pants.
At least. And britches. Come on.
Yeah. But at this point, I was like, they do a little bit of Three Amigos here.
Yeah.
Where he's like under the gallows on the roof. And I was like, how is he on the roof? And British? I was very confused because I was like, because we haven't really seen him up close other than when he's shushed.
Right.
And then he's kind of obscured or whatever. So I was like, that's not Antonio Banderas.
It's not, but it's also not Anthony Hopkins for the large portion of this. Because this is like when old Zorro is doing like all of the stunt work that old Zorro has to do. So it's shot in the wide and from pretty far away.
Right.
So you can't tell that the guy in the mask is not Anthony Hopkins.
Right. And he shows up, he's like on the roof. A bunch of dudes are going to hurt him, and those kids push a statue over, which crushes all those guys.
Well, they don't crush them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they wanted the kids to be responsible for their death.
For death.
So every one of those guards jumps off the, like, I don't know, roof that they're on.
Scaffolding, yeah.
And jumps to their death. Like
Yeah.
every one of them, like, we see them, like, crashing through stairs and, like,
Yes.
they're definitely dead.
Definitely dead.
Like, those two kids, these are their first kills.
Yes. But this is how he like comes and gives him the amulet. But then he just like shows up in the governor's mansion to like slice a Z into that dude's neck.
Yes, he does go give the amulet to Joaquin, which I think is important.
Yeah.
And then go back to slice up the dude's neck.
Yeah.
And then goes back via the bat cave in his mansion.
And it is low-key a bat cave.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Under a waterfall.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And then he like enters through a cool like fireplace into the house.
Yeah, but it's not like the fireplace from Indiana Jones where it like spins around. It just like
Right.
slides the fire into the wall, Paige,
Yes.
which would definitely catch your wall on fire. Like, especially if your house was built, I don't know, in 1821.
Well, admittedly, at that time, they mostly built stuff out of rocks and clay, so maybe it would have been okay, but like...
That actually is true. It might have been all right. It's just nuts.
But because given the house burns to the ground later, we would have to assume nah.
Yeah. The funny part about that is like, Don Raphael didn't set the fire. He's like, well, how did the place catch on fire? And it's because he used the secret fire entrance and the like staff hadn't put out the fire yet.
Yep. Well, because he doesn't seem to have a ton of staff other than that poor nanny who just gets caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, man. She gets fired, I guess.
I guess. But we meet Zorro's wife, who is a solid 50 years younger than him.
Yeah.
It is.
It is gross and historically accurate.
Correct.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if any of these people actually existed, but like it would not be uncommon for someone of the aristocracy to be married to someone way too young for them.
That's because ladies be dying in childbirth and they be needing more and more kids because kids also be dying young. And so they would just keep marrying the young ones. And so that's why she's there and their baby, Elena.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm hanging up the mask. No more Zorro for me. 2 against the world. I never miss. I'm just here to stay and be with our 5 children.
I mean, he seems down. She seems down too.
She seems very down.
It is very much like I'm hanging up my mask because the Mexican army that is presumably the side that he is on politically, I would
Right.
assume.
Yeah.
And that he has sort of been like a freedom fighter, for lack of a better term, which is one of self-governance. Like, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
And he's like, we won. The Mexican army's here. I just had to save these last few people and we're good. I'm never going to have to do anything again.
Yeah.
Let's just like hang out and have kids. And who's at the front door? Who is that?
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, it's my arch enemy who's known this whole time that I'm Zorro. Like, what?
Whomst? Yeah, it's not good. But he then pretends to not be Zorro. He's like, why are you here? Certainly not for Zorro.
You should stay for dinner, my friend. Like he has no idea what's going on.
Did you bring the army? Oh no.
I hope you don't touch my army because it'll give me away because that's why I got cut earlier today.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets him. He like touches his arm and he's like, oh.
That's how, but then his wife is like, no, don't. And one of the guards shoots the wife. And then this is how you know why Don Raphael be like super upset because he then stabs that guy immediately.
He doesn't say anything. And it's almost like kind of nothing to him.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, boom, and stabs the guy in the wide. It's nuts.
And we kind of find out that like, I guess he liked her, but she liked Zorro.
Yeah.
You get it.
It was like a love triangle where he was obsessive and weird and she loved Zorro because, you know, he was that like rich, 50-year-older handsome dude from about town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a catch.
Had some money and looking for a good time. Like, I hate everything about their relationship too. Although it does seem like she loves him, so.
It seems like she loves him. But it's really interesting where he just says, I would have never let harm come to her. And he says, she was never yours to protect. The reality being, the only reason harm came to her is because this dude brought the army to her house. Like,
Yeah.
he is responsible.
Yeah, I think he knows that. I mean, well,
Yeah.
at least Anthony Hopkins tells it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to eat your liver with a nice Chianti and fava beans, and don't you fucking forget it. You could put me in prison forever, but I'm going to fucking come for you.
yeah.
It's me, Anthony Hopkins. Did I ever tell you that my sister and I, back in the day, and I still have this cassette somewhere, had these like read-along books for Disney movies where you would like play the cassette.
Turn the page.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. We had one that was Beauty and the Beast, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, read by whomst? Anthony Hopkins.
What?
What a strange choice. And it was one of those things where, like, as kids, we didn't think about it because you're just like, Beauty and the Beast. And then as grown-ups, we found that box of cassettes and we were like, Anthony Hopkins, and like played it. And we're like, oh, this is terrifying. This is so fucking scary.
And then Cogsworth and Mrs. Potts railed each other vigorously.
Yes.
I cannot do an Anthony Hopkins impression, but
Yes. But it was too late. She had turned into an evil enchantress. And you're just like, oh.
I didn't realize this is a horror book. Did Stephen King write Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever you see Ted Levine and stuff. And you're like, Buffalo Bill.
Oh, I thought you meant the singer from Maroon 5.
That's Adam Levine.
I know.
But he also might have a woman's skin coat.
I would not be surprised. Made out of all the women he has sent, damn girl, that body out of control, or whatever those DMs were that got screenshotted and shared online.
I forgot about those DMs. They're so cringe.
I fucking loved those memes. I made one for Mikey. Like he had sent that to Mikey. Shit, it's too much fun.
I have heard from someone who had an encounter with him that he attempted to sing during sex, and that is my favorite crazy Adam Levine fact.
Okay, weird pitch.
Singing competition.
Yes. Get out of my head. 100%.
But it's the voice.
Yeah.
And they have to spin their chairs around and critique both your form and your pitch.
Gross. All right, we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
We should be executives. Anyway, they load Anthony Hopkins up into the prison cart and he's like, I'm going to take your daughter. And he's like, can I hold her one last time? And he's like, no, and walks away.
She's mine now.
She's mine now. Burns the house down. Cut to 20 years later.
Yeah.
We run into Joaquin and Alejandro and we can tell it's them because they still have the amulet.
Right. Joaquin's literally wearing it.
Literally wearing it.
But they're being dragged by someone who appears to have captured them and is trying to turn them in for the bounty.
Right.
I loved this like reveal. I was like, oh, I love this rakish band we have here.
Yes, because as they go to turn them in, Joaquin pulls out a gun and a sword and they're like, I thought you were tied up. And he's like, that's because you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We're the gang. And I forget what they called themselves, but they do have a name. And Three Finger Jack is like, they don't even mention me. And you're like, that's a shame.
I want to establish me as a character so you understand why I have a monologue in an hour and a half.
Why I have a monologue that we could not give to one of the locals.
Right.
With a crazy Will Smith Wild Wild West finger glove for the extra fingers.
Well, because he's only got 3 fingers. So the other 2 are supposed to look like they're like fake fingers.
We've got the fingers on this weird glove. You know the fingers in the Wild Wild West.
I cannot believe Paige just shared the audio from that encounter with Adam Levine. I knew he was into some scat play.
He's pretty good. He's on beat. Anyway.
Good God. I feel like I have to apologize after that joke.
No, that was great. Because I bet it was something not as fun, like, she will be loved. And you're like, can you just finish?
Oh, man. I was thinking it was like, Sunday morning, we be boning.
Oh, see, I fucking love that song.
I love that song too, but like.
Not in that moment, though. I'd be like, can you concentrate? I feel like you're not here with me right now.
He definitely, every U.S. president has a like parody version song of like Hail to the Chief or whatever. Like, he definitely has a parody song for a lot of the songs that he sings during sex.
That may be all I need. Can you stop? Like, I've been at this for hours. I have a cramp. Private concert.
Honestly, you could just bring in a mirror. He'd give you a break.
Romantic movies can get pretty steamy, but real life can be even more intense. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is here to help you stay fresh, whether you're watching a cheesy love scene or heading out on a date. Created by a doctor, Mando is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Try the solid deodorant stick powered by mandelic acid, or the aluminum-free spray for hard-to-reach places. Choose from scents like bourbon leather or Mount Fuji. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use code SCENT at shopmando.com for 20% off and free shipping. That's shopmando.com with code SCENT. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits. Smell great doing it.
Anyway, they, dispatch this whole band, but who should show up but Americans?
Right.
Ta-da!
It's real Red Dead Redemption energy. Like, why are you guys out here?
Yeah. Where you're like, hey, wait a second.
You're like way off the, American land at this point.
Yeah. You're in the middle of Mexico, and shouldn't you be at like the war part?
Not yet. That's in the 60s. But I mean, Captain Love definitely would have been wearing a gray uniform 20 years later energy.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad he dies before he got the opportunity.
Sure. Well, and admittedly, and again, it happens after the events of this movie, about 20 plus years after, because a huge amount of the fighting that does happen in Texas around the same time the Civil War is happening is because a lot of people who owned people and thought that was okay and not monstrous moved to Texas to try and essentially protect their right to own people.
Yeah.
A right no one should have.
That happened in a few states that came in around that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they, at one point, tried to declare themselves as part of Mexico. Unfortunately, Mexico had outlawed slavery far before the U.S. had.
Yeah.
And so they were sorely mistaken in their alliances. And there is a couple of fights and battles that happened around that close-ish to this time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But still, that would have been in Texas. They're really far away from all that.
They're really far away from Texas. Now, what they're not as far away from that you probably know about is, and I guess that it's a few years off of this as well, but when Brigham Young gets down into what will become the American South, he begins laundering Mexican money at one point to bet on Mexico winning the war in hopes that he can continue to practice polygamy.
Right.
Which is also a wild side quest. The American West. Fun history for fun people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch American Primeval if you want to know about how great Brigham Young was.
I've been meaning to do that. Everyone says it's great.
Paige, you haven't seen it? It's so good. It's got Taylor Kitsch in it.
I know, and he is hot. Anyway, back to this movie.
Right.
So they are captured by Captain Love and his army. Now, it's kind of unclear why this band of people is after them.
I don't know if they're necessarily after them at this point. They might be.
Or if they just shoot them.
Yeah, there's no real indication, but it does seem like they're trying to arrest them. But it doesn't say why. Like, I don't understand the pre-existing history that is there, but it does seem like there is some there.
Right.
But it's never explained to us. They're just like hunting this famous group of thieves, more or less.
A famous group of thieves that's only worth 200 pesos?
Paige, that's
like $27.
Okay, do you want to know exactly how much it is? Because you know I'm a nerd for numbers, and I looked up pesos inflation in pesos, and then I converted that inflation to dollars. So I've got both.
I would love to know. I'm sure that modern exchange rate is not kind to the peso, but at the time it may have been different. Tell me everything.
So this actually comes from not quite 1841, but
okay,
when Mexico actually officially became a state.
Got it.
And that's when they started tracking it. So it's like right around like that time. It's not much later than this though. Anyway, so 200 pesos from that time until now, it would be roughly 3,600 pesos today.
Okay.
So it's still quite a bit of inflation.
So that's like $400.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
Okay.
It's roughly $3,600 today,
Okay.
which
okay.
is 68,000 pesos.
Okay, so 68,000 pesos. That's like 10 grand or close to that.
It's literally $3,600. I did that math too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, it's not nothing though. I'd take $3,000.
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't? I'd take 3 grand.
Because I'm picturing myself as three-finger jack. So that's like $1,000 per finger.
The exchange rate US dollar to pesos fluctuates fairly regularly. I'm actually surprised to hear that it has gotten that bad because when growing up, with the few times I've been to Mexico in my life, it was almost a tenth. So it was like 200 pesos was like $20 or something like that. But yeah, yikes.
It's about to get a lot better against the US dollar, so it's fine.
Oh, I believe it. Anyway, his brother, when captured, shoots, and to be clear, Captain Luff shoots Three Finger Jack as he's hopping off the horse, midair. And then he shoots Joaquin so that Joaquin can't run away, and he knows that they're just going to kill him and take the bounty.
I loved this.
And tells Alejandro to run.
And gives him the medallion.
Doesn't.
Oh, that's right. He comes back to get it. That's right.
He comes back to get it. But he shoots himself.
I thought that was so dope.
Instead of letting them kill him, which, hey, in that moment, I kind of respect that choice. I get it. Fuck those guys, right?
It was so dope. I loved it. And then when Captain Love at the end throws this moment and Antonio Banderas' face and he's like, you're going to shoot yourself like your brother? I would have been like...
He was like, your brother would have shot himself by now.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, I know, because my brother was dope as shit, you nerd. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't want to let you kill him, and I'm not going to let you kill me either. But listen, I'm not injured already, so you're fucked.
You fucked. And he cuts off the head. That's how the medallion...
Yeah, that's how he gets it. Yeah.
Falls.
Which we see the head come back later. He does take good care of that head. He pickles it.
Collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Nixon on Futurama. Just like...
Exactly.
You know... Or the villain in Crank 2. Chev Chelios. It's the best. He's just a head in a fishbowl. Anyway, so we then cut to Don Rafael showing up at the jail that Zorro is at. And he's kind of like hiding and he's like, which one of you is Zorro? I assume that he was just going to kill him.
Oh, I think he was going to kill him.
Where he's like, now that I'm back on California soil, chop. He getting chopped.
Yeah, because he, I would assume, did throw him in jail.
Yes.
So he's been in jail for 20 years, you know, and he was like, I'm going to come back, kill him, and finish my job.
Yep. But all of the prisoners pull in, I am Spartacus.
I love that.
No, I am Spartacus. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Like
Captain Love's like, who? Sorry.
Who? Which? What? They can't figure out which one is Zorro. So they're like, he must be dead by now. We're not going to worry about it.
I did love, okay, so like Anthony Hopkins is in the room and he is also still wearing a mask, although it's covering one of his eyes. And then when he leaves, okay, it's really obvious which one is Anthony Hopkins. Like you're not surprised, but at the end of the scene, they like really push in on him and like reveal that he has both of his eyes. Like the one that was under the mask does still work. Guys, like don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And it was so funny to me that they thought we didn't know that already, that they had to spotlight it like that. I was like, I was watching. I know. I got it, guys. I got it. Calm down.
I got it.
Yeah.
But they do, because they looked at a couple people and they're like, could be that guy, could be that guy. They're all Spartacus. I don't know. But they kind of throw them in these cells.
Right.
And Anthony Hopkins overpowers one of the guards, uses gunpowder to blow his shackles off.
I thought that was nuts because he kills the guard to get the keys and none of the keys undo his lock. So he gets like a packet of gunpowder, which is actually how gunpowder was like used at the time, rips the top, pours it in the thing, and then lights a fuse to then blow his ankle restraints off.
Yes.
Insane.
Which would have hurt.
Oh, and he even is like, when it happens, because the man's an actor, Paige. He crushes it.
Actor, capital A. And then the guy in the cell next to him, they have accidentally killed. They smash his head against the wall.
Yeah.
And so they're going to take his body out before it starts to smell. So before they can, Anthony Hopkins switches places with that body.
Which is a Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes. And he climbs out of a shallow grave. Not Count of Monte Cristo. They throw that guy into the ocean. But meanwhile, we cut to the shore. We don't know any more specifically where it is other than that, but the shore.
Right.
Where the governor has returned along with his very beautiful daughter. And he's there with all the Dons, basically the wealthy landowners. And they're like, hey, sorry we doubted you. Look what we found.
Yeah.
Gold. And he was like, perfect.
Nice.
Or rather, one of the Dons does. The other Dons don't know about the gold yet.
Yeah. But he's also not the governor. He is just like...
He's just a guy who's come back.
Yeah, he's like the deposed governor.
Yeah.
And when he comes back, he's like... Because like they do pay a bunch of peasants to like, you know...
Show up
because like one of them is George Soros or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so like they're paid to be there. And he acknowledges it. He's like, don't clap. I know you're not here for me. And then he like does kind of deliver a campaign speech that is like very full of lies, but like makes them feel like he's there to like, hey, I've learned, I think you guys should have a say in how we run things, kind of a bullshit speech.
Yeah.
And then they actually do clap for him.
They essentially, he plays upon the fact that when he left, Spain had not been treating the colonies well. And a lot of these people would have been likely at least partially indigenous or full indigenous people that had been subjugated by the Spanish. Like there's a whole lot of cultural stuff going on that Spain was trying to stamp out. So they weren't happy with Spain.
Sure.
But then even after Mexico took over, they've basically been at war this whole time. So these people, they have not had a good few decades. And he's like, hey, I know it was bad before, but like no one since has been great. And like, where's Zorro now? He kind of abandoned you, even though he knows damn well where Zorro is and it is in prison because of him.
Yeah.
But he uses that to be like, you thought he cared about you. He didn't. I care about you. I came back. So like, trust me. And he does kind of get a little bit of like an applause going because he says the thing that Californians always love to hear. What if we could just be California and fuck everybody else?
Yeah.
You know, we've been saying it ever since. Common refrain. Ends up on our ballot every couple years.
If you guys left, it would be like you would be the world's fourth largest economy, I think.
Yeah.
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 Crazy.
But we'd still be touching y'all, and that's tough.
I get it.
You know, because we're like right here. Anyway, but he's like, I won't abandon you. We'll fight for an independent California. Technically an independent Baja California, although it is implied that he would probably, once he purchased Baja California, then try to purchase Alta California as well.
Right.
That might be a little bit more difficult, owned by different people. Anyway, he then introduces his daughter and we're like, oh, shocker. However, we then cut to a bar in town where Alejandro is drinking and very upset that his brother has died and he has only the amulet to remind him.
Yeah.
Now, on the shore where they were making the announcements, Zorro was there and sees the people and sees kind of the game that Don Rafael is playing and is like, I got to come at this a different way.
Yeah. I think it's largely because he knows that's his daughter.
Right.
And he can't just kill Don Rafael because she might be like collateral damage because she's going to be around and close by.
Exactly. But Zorro runs into Alejandro and he finds the amulet and he's like, where'd you get that? And he's like, it was my brother's. He died. I want to avenge his death. It's those people. And at this point, Zorro's like, we have common enemies.
Well, not only that, but he recognizes his medallion. He's like,
yeah.
Come with me. I'll teach you more or less because I owe you a debt, whether you know it or not, more or less. I loved it.
Right. And he's like, I gave that to your brother. I owe you guys. But also, I think he sees in him like, I don't physically have the power to take the revenge that I want.
Yeah.
He does, and he's mad at the same people. So this is how I will help get my revenge. He's like, you're young, supple, have medallion, will fight, let's go.
Yeah.
So he takes him to his lair, and thus begins a very long training montage.
It's like 15 minutes.
Don't hate it. Could trim it. Less shirts, perhaps?
Paige, how could you say less shirts when you fully well know Anthony Hopkins is dressed, I don't know, I'll just say sexy grandpa? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like his shirt's buttoned halfway down, like unbuttoned halfway down. His hair's slicked back. He's got the like small little goatee thing.
Yeah, no, he's dressed like an Italian hairdresser. We get it, okay?
Yeah, who is like a millionaire and he's showing off his new boyfriend. Yeah, he's dressed like that.
This is what Massimo will grow into. Are you vengeful, baby girl? Anyway, he trains him. He trims his hair, going from one wig with one very defined curl pattern to a very different wig.
Yeah.
That is, I can only describe as business in the front, revolution in the back.
Hell yeah.
It's a whole vibe into it. But they then go to the market. Why are they in the market? Never explained.
That's where the piggies are, Paige.
Yeah.
Wait, why are they in the market?
It's never explained. I think the only thing I can like potentially think about is that the army seems to be coming into town. So it's like Don Raphael's old guard is coming back. And so maybe they're watching that for their movements, like reconnaissance.
Who knows?
But it seems like they're just in the market to be like, that horse seems spicy and we gonna take it.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Tornado, which was Anthony Hopkins' old horse when he was Zorro.
Great horse name.
Yeah, Tornado. You kidding me? Loved it.
Tornado.
Yeah.
What would you name a horse if you had a horse?
Nutsack. Because I'm always sitting on it, Paige. Don't be mad at me for coming up with a good one on the spot.
That's incredible.
It's not my fault.
No, it's not your fault because the only thing I have in my brain is Mr. Cloppers, and that's bad.
Honestly, prefer yours.
Mr. Cloppers.
Why do you call him Mr. Cloppers? Oh, you should hear him clop.
Yeah.
Which is what we call walk, guys. It's a horse joke.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Mr. Cloppers was his father.
He has a PhD. A pretty horsey dick.
Pretty horsey.
So you'll call him Dr. Cloppers.
That's Dr. Cloppers to you. Dr. Cloppers Esquire.
He's a lawyer too?
He specializes in horse law.
You know what, Judge? Nay.
Nay.
All right, we got him. We can't. We got to get back up. We got to get re-railed.
Injured in a horse riding accident called Dr. Cloppers Esquire. Nay.
Tell him Mr. Ed sent you. Because they heard the ad on the Mr. Ed podcast, Horsing Around or whatever. I don't know.
He's just counting down to like 3, 2, 1, go. I'm just imagining the commercial with Mr. Ed where it's like, Dr. Cloppers got me 6 apples after when the insurance company only offered me 2. Call Dr. Cloppers today. Oh, man. Anyway, training montage. He does push-ups over candles.
Yeah, I'm sure you enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah.
I really did.
But he teaches him, this is like when in Karate Kid, he teaches him how to like paint the fence and like
wax
wash
on,
the car
wax
or whatever.
Off.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they see the old horse. He manages to calm the horse, and then the guards take it away.
Okay, can I just say this? Because they see the horse from on high, their like building they're sitting on or whatever, like gargoyles from the cartoon Gargoyles or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the horse runs away, and then Antonio Banderas goes and like whispers in its ear to calm it down.
Yes.
And then the guard takes the horse and leaves, and then it shows Antonio Banderas looking back at the horse, and he says, "I'll see you tonight." And in my mind, I was like,
wear something nice.
is he gonna fuck that horse? Because he just like went over there, whispered something in the horse's ear I, as a viewer of this movie, was not allowed to hear.
No.
So it had to be explicit. And then he was like, "I'll see you tonight.
We have reservations at 8.
I'm going to cover you in glue."
You play your cards right, I'll get you 7 apples.
Oh,
Dr. Cloppers Esquire.
beg for your sugar cubes.
Oh.
When I do it, it sounds like Triad the Insult Comic Dog.
Yeah, I can't really. Oh, man. This is just making me think of those dudes that were horse maxing. I feel like I talked about this on a podcast. It might have been Cult Podcast, but like this guy discovered and posted on Twitter. He went to like Bass Pro Shops or like a horse feed place. And there's like horse electrolytes that you can put in your horse's water to make sure that they're getting the electrolytes that they need.
Okay.
Right? And so it kind of like Kool-Aid, like you just...
Oh, it's like those IV sticks, like that you can get.
Yeah.
It's IV Mectin is what it's called. Yeah.
There you go. But it's apple flavored.
Oh, God.
And this dude was like, I'm never buying Gatorade again. And he was just drinking all this horse electrolytes.
Yo, have you tried their Fuji? Their Fuji's so good, bro. It's like zesty.
He's like, I feel great.
I am literally pissing like a racehorse, guys. Literally. I caught air last time.
People were like split in the comments, were like, some people who have horses were like, yeah, every once in a while. Like, I've tried it, but like, I don't drink it all the time. It's pretty salty or whatever. And then there were people who were like, hey, don't do this. Your body's a very different volume than a horse. But they briefly called it horse maxing. So maybe Antonio Banderas was like, I've got apple grape back at the stables. You want to come back with me? We could have a little nightcap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could ride you all night.
Woohoo. Anyway, we got back to the lair where he finds like a piece of cloth around the horse's hoof and he takes it and puts it on as a mask. And his eyes are so pretty. We get a close up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah.
He's a handsome man. Like he is.
I mean, yes. But he dresses up as Zorro without Anthony Hopkins' help. And he then goes back to essentially the governor's mansion, Don Rafael's mansion, to get that horse. And he briefly runs into Elena and is just like, shh.
There are bad men about.
There are dangerous men about.
Yeah.
And also cats in boots. But she's like, tell me if you see any. And he's like, look with your eyes. I was talking about me. Did you not get that? Like, I thought I was being obvious.
I like how he climbs the stairs and is like, this one, you moron.
This, me.
I actually kind of love this because it is their meet cute. This is the first time they see each other. And it's clear that she is gushed up for this dude from the get.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I found this guy sniffing around my Dr. Kloppers Esquire, I'd be like, hell yeah. Dr. Kloppers and Mrs. Ponytails. Like, they, you know.
I love it.
This is why I can't have horses. I'd name them crazy shit.
Yeah, this is why. Not that they're super effing expensive. It's because the government's afraid of what you'd name them. So they won't give you a horse license. I don't know if any of those things exist, but I love the world they do.
I don't know. I do know people who have horses, and apparently if you buy messed up horses, they're not expensive.
Did you say messed up horses?
Yeah, I did. Where you're just like saving a horse.
Ride a cowboy.
Yeah, I have a friend with a horse named Squidward, and that horse ain't right. But I feel like she got him at a pretty good price because that horse ain't right.
Literally, the horse can only turn left, just like Zoolander.
She has a video of like the horse like with one foot in its like water tub and it's like kicking water into its own head. And I'm like, majestic.
You've never splashed water on your face? Like that's like something that humans do.
No. Not in a way that seems intentional. In a way that's like, why 1 foot wet? Just total confusion.
All right. Apparently, I'm the only one thinking that when we're splashing water on our face.
Why face and foot wet? Why?
Why up foot wet?
Why up foot?
Because it's my hand, Paige.
I know. I'm going to call my hands up foots from now on.
That's what I do.
Anyway, he waves to her with his up foot.
I stole that from something that I do when I'm talking to my dogs, and I refer to their like upper, their like top paws as their hand paws.
Okay. I also call McCready's front paws his hands.
Yeah.
Even though they're not. They're just extra feet, but like, you know.
You got to learn to use those hands, man. Stop letting the ball hit your face.
Got to learn to use his hands.
You got to catch that ball with them hands.
You got to catch it. Anyway, I'll send you that video of Squidward later and you'll be like, that horse ain't right.
No.
But Zorro waves with his up foot and then runs down to the other stables where he finds the rowdy horse and saddles him. But once he tries to ride him, that horse go crazy.
Yeah. But I would also go crazy if someone broke in, jumped on my back, and then kicked me like it wanted me to run 1,000,000 miles an hour, but didn't open the fucking door. Like, there's nowhere for this horse to run because the door that doesn't even lead outside, it leads into the room where the guards sleep,
right,
isn't open. So, like, the layout of this establishment is front door of the building, guard room, stable.
Yeah.
You have to walk the horses through the guards' dormitory to get to the stable.
I feel like because we see this later, this same stable, there's an entrance at the other side.
I would hope.
Yeah.
But he doesn't go through it.
No, but if I was just minding my own business, just like having a sit,
Right.
hanging out in my house, and Antonio Banderas showed up with a saddle and just like got on it, I'd be a little more grateful.
Paige, if he showed up and just like walked in your door with a saddle, you would get off your couch and as you're walking to your room, be like, give me 3 minutes.
Yeah. Do you mind if I bring my own saddle blankets? Great.
Great. Do you know Bless Your Beautiful Hide from Seven Brides or Seven Brothers? Because I know he can sing.
Just like, I don't even know how to describe it. When somebody like wrings their hands, I was going to say wrings their top feet in anticipation. Just like, anyway. So the horse bucks its way into the guards' quarters and then to further outside somewhere, but
Right.
leaving Zorro, aka Antonio Banderas, in the guards' quarters. Thus ensues a fight with multiple chandelier swings.
More or less, yeah. One of them's actually a cannon.
Oh, yeah, the cannon.
By the way, this is another really good example of when people can't shoot, and like rifles weren't super accurate at the time, so it's maybe not necessarily inaccurate to the time, but he escapes because they have stored a loaded cannon indoors, and he lights it and it goes off, and he gets out because of it. That's just dumb.
He like blows out the front of this room that the next time we see it is fine.
Yeah. They fixed it.
They fixed
You
it.
know, they fixed the cannon hole in the wall.
Yeah.
That's like a page 1 rewrite on that room.
Yeah. Oh,
It's never
yeah.
going to be the same.
That was a load-bearing cannon and load-bearing chandelier. I don't know if you know.
It was insane to me that they brought a loaded cannon inside.
And with a pile of cannonballs next to it, like they were going to need to fire it from that corner.
Like it was a boat and they were about to sail the Caribbean.
Right.
But they're just like in the land, man. Like, what are you going to do? Open your window and push it to the window?
Yeah. Like, well, what if we gotta like shoot one of the horses with a cannon? We're gonna need it inside. Like, there's no.
Who are you, Dr. Spanish Mangala? Like, that's an insane thing to do to a horse. Why?
And we've seen this like aerial views of this mansion where it's got like a giant courtyard around it and it's like up on a mountain basically.
Yeah.
So they'd have to like roll the cannon and all of the unpacked ammunition out to like the edge of the cliff and then just like boom, like to do anything with it.
I know.
And then it would just like sail and drop into the town square below.
Yeah,
Like, it's
it would.
just crazy. But hey, doesn't Antonio Banderas look good firing it? Of course he does.
He does. The dude looks amazing.
Anywho, he rushes to the church on the property and is like, please give me sanctuary. And the priest is like, oh my God, Zorro! I'm such a big fan. I'm trying not to be creepy, but like, can we take a selfie together? Like, oh my God.
Someone get Michelangelo to take a painting.
Someone get Michelangelo to take a painting.
I mean, how else would you do a selfie in this time? They don't have cameras.
They did have cameras at this time, but they're the old ones where you got to stand still.
It would have taken about as long as it would have taken Michelangelo to paint a selfie, though. Like,
You got to stand for like,
Yeah.
like a long time. Anyway, he gets into the confessional to hide. And then who should come in but Elena so that we can have our Fleabag moment?
yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones is like, hey, it's been 3 days since my last confession, and this one's gonna get sticky. Because I saw a guy and I got all gushed up, and you know, it's a sin or whatever. I broke the 4th commandment. And Antonio Banderas is like, you killed somebody? And she's like, that's not the 4th commandment. And he goes, oh yeah, well, why don't you tell me specifically how you broke the 4th commandment?
Tell me about in detail
Yeah.
and slowly.
Well, it's because he can't remember what the 4th commandment is.
Yes. But also once she is like, I dishonored my father because like I had lustful thoughts about this dude that was definitely robbing him and I didn't tell anybody about it. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
Yeah, I know he was robbing from my dad, but he was a real daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't think he like cannonballed our house or anything, do you? Should I have let someone know there was an intruder? Too late.
Actually, this would have been mere minutes after someone blew a hole in their house with a cannon.
Right.
And she's just like, oh, this is like Mr. Hotness stealing from us. I'm sure this is unrelated to the recent cannon hole in our wall.
Right. And she's like, my heart is too wild. And he's like, uh-huh. And this all basically comes down to like, in my notes, I just have, forgive me, Father, for I have met Antonio Banderas.
accurate.
It's basically what this is.
Because if he had been like, let's do it, she'd have been like, give me 3 minutes.
Give me 3 minutes. You get the saddle.
Yeah.
I'm going to put heels on all of my bottom foots and my top foots.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be great.
Call me a real Miss Cloppers. You know what I'm saying? I brought clogs from Holland.
You're about to win the Can Fuck Me Derby, all right?
It's the Can Fuck Me Derby.
Can Fuck Me Derby.
Yeah. Because it's consensual, Paige. Honestly, the Can Fuck Me Derby is the most consensual of derbies.
Yeah. It says can in the name.
I know. It's in the name, guys. It's giving you consent in the name.
Yeah. Anyway, he's like, oh, no need to apologize for that. No need to apologize for that, baby. I'll be back. And then he hops out. She gets out. The army's there. He's already escaped. And the army guy is just like, damn it. Now we got to find him because he carved the Z in. So we know it was Zorro.
Yeah.
But he comes back to the lair and
Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins is just bull whipping candles.
Yeah, he's practicing like Catwoman. What do you want from him?
He never uses that whip again.
Old habits die hard, man.
Die hard.
He had to train Antonio Banderas how to use the whip because he does use it later.
Yes.
But they are very Indiana Jones with the whip.
Yes.
Or Catwoman is another good example of it.
Or Catwoman.
Yeah.
Or have you ever seen those sharpshooter guys that are just like, pow, pow, pow. And you're like, I shot this same playing card 5 times. And you're like, fascinating. What if you aimed it at a thing? And they're like, I don't do that.
Technically, a playing card is a thing.
No, but I mean, if you're trying to shoot a person instead, they're like, no, only things I throw up in the air.
I mean, I don't want to shoot a person either, Paige. You're making it sound weird that they don't want to kill people.
I mean, okay, but which person, right?
I don't anybody. I would want to kill anybody. I mean, I understand from a global warming perspective, but I don't think it's the right call.
Look, Todd, I don't know that I can be on a podcast with someone who doesn't care about the environment.
You've got some real Peter Thiel energy going on right now, honestly.
We gotta eat 1 billion people, okay?
At least. That's a conservative estimate at this point.
It's a conservative estimate, and you could get with it and bullwhip them to death in the candle room, or...
Paige actually ran the numbers. It would take you and I about 38 days to eat 1 billion people.
Wait... Okay, but do I get lemonade to dip them in so they go down easier, Joey Chestnut style?
Ugh. This is nothing I think is weirder than a hot dog eating contest. I can't even watch it. Because it's not like you're watching someone eat a hot dog.
No.
You're watching someone give a hot dog a swirly and then shove it in their throat.
You're watching someone deep throat multiple hot dogs.
I'm not into it.
No.
I guess they just poop them out like that too. It's just
No, most of them throw up after.
Good.
You have to make it a certain amount of time.
Ugh.
After they have to stay down for a certain amount of time, but then I think most people will just...
Yeah. Terrible.
Which,
yeah.
Even thinking about it grosses me out. Anyway, he comes back and Anthony Hopkins is like, Zorro's not a thief, okay? We only murder people on behalf of the people.
Right. I did kind of like this. He's like, I'm not proud of you. Yeah, I mean, you did something effective and it was against our enemy, but you just stole something.
Right.
You helped yourself. You didn't help the people,
Right.
Which I kind of liked because he did just help himself. He was like, I'm going to steal this guy's horse and his daughter.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Mr. Steal your girl.
And your daughter.
And your cloppers. Be clopping them cheeks. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he's like, but don't worry, I'm not mad at you anymore because I have a spoon because you have to be a gentleman. Normally this would be another place for a montage, but skip it. Fast forward to the Great Gatsby of it all. And you are now at this fancy party, Count of Monte Cristo style.
Right. It is very much like Anthony Hopkins is Aladdin and Antonio Banderas just wish to be a Don because he just has documents out of nowhere that make him a Don. And it does seem like, even though I'm sure they're counterfeit, everyone around him assumes he is legitimate based upon that documentation, which to me is nuts.
Yeah, real Prince Ali energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Because you can't just come in there with a note from your mom and be like, hey, I own all of this. And by the way, mom is the Queen of Spain. But you know what I'm saying? That's essentially what that is.
Yeah, I was going to say, it depends on who your mom is. Yeah. If you're like, my mom is Isabella from Spain,
Right.
and they're like, oh, but if your mom was just like Maria from down the street, no.
Right. But you know who doesn't own that land?
Spain. They still be acting like they do at this point, though. They're
do.
still gifting land to people, even though it's not theirs to give.
Fair.
It was never theirs to give, frankly.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway. They go in, they accept the documents. He kind of instantly charms Don Rafael.
Yeah.
And is like, yeah, no, I'm like,
He kind of plays to his ego, and
Yeah.
I think he does a very good like spy sort of knight, if that makes sense. Like he plays everything, I think, perfectly to get Don Rafael to like him, you know?
yes.
And even when you think he messes up, when he's like, the queen talked about how great you were, and he's like, oh, I thought I was out of favor with the Spanish court. He like leans in like it's a secret,
Yeah.
and he's like letting him in on this like.
only with certain people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yeah.
he plays it so well to like recover from it. Like, you know, there was an awesome montage where he learned all this stuff that we just didn't get to see.
We didn't get that montage is in The Man in the Iron Mask
Yeah.
as opposed to the fight montage. Anyway, immediately Elena orbs up and is just like, oh my God, a nobleman that's not 60 years old? Charmed, I'm
Gosh.
sure. Gosh.
But he is playing it like he is one of them, which is a terrible, terrible person.
Right.
And she's not into that. She's very much into like Republican ideas, not like Republican the party, but like we should be a republic where we all have.
Having a California republic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where
yes,
like the
yes.
citizenry gets a say in how we're governed, right? She's very much
Right.
in line with that, which I think is interesting because we know her dad is very much not.
Right.
But we have seen him performatively say things like that when he got off the boat.
Right.
So like I understood why she like had those ideals because I think her dad was like,
I think he's pretending to have
yes,
them. Yeah.
exactly. So like she holds them truly because that's the way she was raised because her dad was doing it like as a meme.
Yes.
And I think that that's very funny.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But I also love that she's just like, I'll put up with a little bit of cocky asshole as a treat because this is now Antonio Banderas dressed up with no wig and his natural curl pattern. And
Yes.
ooh,
Yeah, he's a hot dude.
yes. Oh my God. Yes. Anyway, they then all kind of sit around the table talking. He makes fun of that other general, General Luff, about, he's like, we should all think twice before going to confession. Ah, like nobleman laugh.
Yeah, that is a pretty straight nobleman laugh right there. Yeah.
Yes. But meanwhile, Anthony Hopkins disarms a guard and like goes in and spies and sees them like moving a box. So there's something in a box that's important. So he knows that they're doing something, but we don't quite know exactly what it is.
This is the beginnings of like the gold subplot where like we're finding out that what his plan is, but we don't even know in this moment what he's seeing. We don't really get the context for that until later.
Not till later.
But this is where he's like doing some reconnaissance.
But we cut back to the table where all of the like noblemen are just like women, right? She believes they could like govern themselves. What the fuck?
An idiot.
Oh, dumb.
You know, last week she asked me like, when Santa and Anna came back from the North Pole to govern Mexico, she thought that was the king of the Santa Anna. She thought that was the Santa and her Queen Anna. Can you believe that's how dumb she is.
She thinks that's why they have the spicy hot chocolate. It's not. It's delicious. It's really good. But meanwhile, while Anthony Hopkins is doing that, the general is like, let's get up and dance, Elena. This guy's an asshole. And she was like, yes, he is. And they go dance.
Yes, with Captain Love. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where they literally are just spinning and walking around a room.
Spinning and spinning. Very merry on birthday. Spin, spin, spin.
And then Antonio Banderas comes over and is like, man, white men can't dance.
And boy, is he right.
He is, 100%. And I do like that he's like, oh, were we not dancing well enough? And Antonio Banderas is like, she was.
She was. You won.
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
there's a sick burn.
So they dance and woo!
I mean, everyone
Yes.
watches. Like, it is it's a choreographed dance.
And he does it because he sees that all the Dons have left the table without him. And he's like, I need you to do something to catch their attention. So
Yes.
they do that dance.
Yes.
It is perceived as very forward, but and the Don does come up and be like, sorry, my daughter's such a slut. Do you want to come with us to look at some gold?
I mean, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Although he does have to like drop in a few nuggets of like, hey, I could introduce you and your daughter at Spanish court, and like I am an ally to you. I think it's stupid that we lost this land. Like he's dropping a lot of like things that would ingratiate him to the, Don Rafael's side. So after the dance, he goes with them or is invited with them to go learn about the plan.
Right. And the plan is essentially to buy California back from Mexico.
Right. Using gold from El Dorado, which is in Mexico.
Well, they call it El Dorado, which is the name of kind of the myth.
The City of Gold myth.
Yeah, the City of Gold.
I kind of liked it used like this because
Yes.
they do destroy it, so it's kind of buried. There's no evidence that the mine existed, and
Right.
it's now just like a myth that might get passed off as like a City of Gold or whatever.
Right.
I liked its inclusion because it could just be a reference to the myth that exists in the world.
Right.
Or it
Yeah.
could be perhaps a good origin story that gets like mistold and it becomes a different thing, you know?
Right. But they then all go to the mines the next day, but in carriages with blacked out windows. So they don't know how they got there.
Right.
And no sooner have they gotten to the mines that Alejandro is like, oh shit, they have like kids and old people working. Like the town is imprisoned
Yeah.
to work in the mines.
He even asked, he was like, where did you get people to work these mines? And Captain Love is like, wherever we wanted.
Yes, we just took them.
You're like, good God.
Yeah, oh, super evil.
This dude's definitely got pickled heads in his home.
100%.
Yeah, real Dahmer vibe.
But who should show up but Free Finger Jack? You know what? I bet Love was mad that he didn't get to eat those fingers. That seems like his vibe.
Honestly, after he survived the first jump shooting, his wife was like, oh my God, are his 3 fingers okay?
I like those ones. They're my favorite.
We call those the bangers. Sorry. He does deliver kind of a badass monologue and does something very stupid because he rides Big Thunder Mountain Railroad for like a minute and a half while holding the pickaxe over his head, fully letting like the captain know, yes, I am coming to kill you.
Yeah.
Please don't take the 45 seconds you have to pull your pistol and aim and shoot. Please don't take that time and just let me get down to you.
Well, and he waits until Big Thunder Mountain dumps him at the end and he's like midair and caps him. And this is where he's like, huh, I shot that guy midair again.
Yeah.
Like, wild.
He's like, Ollie, oop.
Yeah, but as everyone else leaves, Alejandro takes a moment to check on Three Finger Jack
Yeah.
and essentially watches him die.
I love that like Three Finger Jack recognizes him and like I think takes some comfort in, oh shit, he's going to get revenge for us.
Yes, yeah.
Because Three Finger Jack knows what happens to Joaquin, right?
Yes, yeah.
He knows that like, oh, he's undercover and that he's like with the guy who killed us.
Right.
So he's working on a solution to our vendetta.
Yes.
And so he doesn't get to see it, but I think he knows it's going to happen. And I love that for Three Finger Jack.
Yes. But because he stopped to talk to Three Finger Jack, General Love is like, you might be the escaped one.
Yes.
I suspect you.
And that's how he knows to bring that specific head out of head storage.
Right.
Yeah.
It's climate controlled, some
Yeah.
for the Bordeaux, some for the cab, and then some for the heads.
They've got a head Mador that they all sit in to keep them right at the perfect, like, I don't know, is that humidity that the humidor does?
Right. And then you can dispense like 1 glass of head juice at the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so meanwhile, he says, I want to see you at the Hacienda alone. We cut to Anthony Hopkins back at the stables talking to Elena. And this is where he basically is, you know, like, I'm your father, but he like can't tell her. And she's kind of slowly putting together that like some of the things she was told about her childhood don't exactly line up. But we learned from her that like after they left California, they went back to Andalusia, which I've been to. It's gorgeous. And then she was told that her mother died in Spain
In childbirth.
because she was a baby.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know, right? But still has this, like, she recognized the smell of the flowers and she's
Yeah.
looking at him like, have we met before?
And she loves his voice.
He seems so familiar. She loves his voice.
It's like very calming, you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because while Antonio Banderas is undercover as the Don whatever,
right.
and Anthony Hopkins is undercover as his servant, more or less.
His servant taking care of the horse.
Yeah.
But we cut to General Love's office where he's got Antonio Banderas and he's like, hey, check out this head and this hand. And he like drinks some of the juice from the head. And he's like, some people say that like gaining the eyes of your enemy gives you power. And I'm like, this man is fucked up.
Right.
This is some Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer type shit.
Yeah.
And nobody finds that alarming, but it's because we don't spend enough time on the heads. That would be its own movie. This movie would be 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Then it's Inglourious Bastards, and he's Christoph Waltz's character, and it's like a whole extra thing.
I don't know, man. I don't think there's a reason to pickle the heads other than like a weird, like he's fucking those heads. That's all I'm saying. Like he is Ed Gein in those heads.
He's making dome bucha
Ugh, I hate it. I hate it.
with people's domes.
Honestly, this is where Mountain Dew comes from.
No!
That's exactly how I got there too.
There's a video making the rounds of a guy that lines up every time Mountain Dew introduces a new flavor with a horrifying news disaster.
Wait, what?
They're like linked. I will find it. Armando sent it to me, and it had come up in my feed too. I will send it to you. It's alarming.
I'm very like Taco Bell is like, oh my God, there was a national disaster. We got to come up with a new Baja Blast flavor to save the country.
Like they'll introduce a flavor and then something bad slightly related to the name of that flavor happens.
Wait. It's like a prophecy? It's not like a reaction to? They're forecasting terrible events? Oh my God.
Yes. Mountain Dew is prophesying bad things happening, much like The Simpsons.
Now I finally understand why when I was in middle school, they had Code Red 9/11.
Code Red was released right before 9/11, my dude.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yes. It's crazy. I will send this video to you.
The people who make Mountain Dew are like the three witches that like see over time or whatever.
Right, the fates, or they're just the precogs from Minority Report, just in a pool of Baja Blast, just like twitching. Anyway, but Antonio Banderas is like, this is fucking disgusting. Fire a housekeeper, but I'm going to drink a little bit of my brother's head juice and I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And basically like, bye. But he goes outside and like breaks his cane over his leg.
Yeah. Because he's pissed.
He's pissed.
Yeah.
But Elena goes to the market and someone recognizes her. They're like, you have to be your mother's daughter. I was your nanny. And she's like, that can't be possible. My mother died in Spain. We never came here. This is my first time here. And her nanny's like, no.
Yeah.
And I used to put flowers on your crib when you were little. Like they're filling in more of her backstory for her.
And they actually do say her dad's name, De La Vega. Like this is the first time I think she hears the name of her actual father.
Right.
Which when that person shows up and is like, hey, I'm your father, I understand why she isn't like, no, you're not.
Right.
She's like, wait, what? You're who?
Yes.
Shit. Maybe that old lady was right.
It's kind of like the end of the Jane Mansfield documentary where Mariska Hargitay finds out that her real father is someone else. Wild doc. Highly recommend. Will make you cry a lot.
Wow. I did not know that was the reveal.
Oh, I should have maybe prefaced that with a spoiler for people who had not watched that yet.
I mean, it's fine.
I didn't tell you who it was. You'll find out.
Guys, it's Tracy Morgan.
Fucking love 30 Rock. Anyway, we cut to him back at the lair. Antonio Banderas taking off a fake facial hair, which is wild because he had real facial hair.
I know, right? I was like, wait.
It's inexplicable.
So when he went undercover as a noble Don,
right,
did he shave and then put the facial hair back on?
It is implied that yes, that happened.
I understand why he does that though, because then he can like take it off when he's Zorro and you're like, well, Don, whatever his name is in the undercover.
Don Bartolo. It's Alejandro. Yeah,
Alejandro has, facial hair and you can't just like have facial hair overnight. So it's like, it is kind of a good cover.
Right.
It's like Clark Kent's glasses kind of.
Yeah, you can't put on glasses.
Well, no, you can't put on, you can't like grow facial hair overnight.
No, I know. Clark Kent's has always made me laugh because I'm just like, he just puts on glasses and doesn't have a curl.
Are you telling me Clark Kent's never sneezed real hard in front of Lois Lane? Like, he's he's Superman.
I'm sorry. Do you think that the women at the Daily Planet don't notice the way that his dress shirts stretch over those shoulders? Come on. We know. It
would be great if they just put him in suits that were like too big and it looked like he was wearing his dad's suit to the office,
Yeah. I just remember I have never been able to fully sit through Man of Steel. I find it really boring. But like when Clark Kent gets in that bathtub and the water is like, I'm like, you think a normal dude doesn't look like Superman in his see-through wet shirt? Lois.
Come on. Lois, borrow his glasses and have another look.
These are just frames.
He's like, I know. I have 1,020,000 vision or whatever Superman's vision is.
Anyway, so Antonio Banderas gets back. He's like, I don't know how to get to the mine, but there's kids working there and they're definitely going to kill them all. And this is all rough. And I'm taking off this fake mustache. And like, I want to go kill that guy because he has my brother's head in a jar. And Antonio Banderas is like, don't do it. He will come to you. Like, just Stay in the pocket.
Yeah. Well, Anthony Hopkins says that to Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, stay on target.
Stay on target.
And he's saying that because he wants to get his revenge too.
Right.
Like he wants to kill Don Raphael, and he's like, we gotta pull off our vengeances at the same time.
Right. Meanwhile, they're like, okay, we got to get the map so we can find out how to get to the actual mine. So they break into the Don's house at night with a diversion of a giant Z on fire, Anthony Hopkins' favorite.
Yeah. But Anthony Hopkins is not going to steal a map. He's going to get his daughter back.
Yes, he's going to get his daughter back while Zorro steals the map.
Yeah, he's kind of the diversion, honestly, so that he can steal the map. Or Antonio Banderas can steal the map.
Well, they haven't gone back to steal the daughter yet. That's the next time.
Oh,
this is
that's
actually
right.
a tweener.
That's right. My bad.
Yeah, because they go and steal the map. But as they steal the map, we find out that they're planning on blowing up the mine with everyone inside it so
Yes.
nobody knows. But this is why they're all searching for Zorro. But then Zorro basically fights his way through this mansion. He fights General Love. He fights Don Raphael at the same time. He kicks dudes out a window. He's like knocking people unconscious. And this is where he gets to the stable where Elena confronts him with a sword, and thus ensues the hottest scene in this movie, where he's like, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah.
Don't make me fight you. I don't want to fight you. And she's like, oh, I'll fucking fight you. And I've been trained. And he's like, all right, I guess we're doing this then. But he's not gonna hurt her at all. Like, he is kind of humoring her the entire time, and then eventually cuts most of her clothes off. And then they end up kissing multiple times throughout the fight.
Yes.
It's fucking hot.
Yeah, it's like a romance novel.
It's a romance novel. This was written one-handed by a lady like me. Like, that is
Yes.
what happened here. But he runs away, gets his sword, gets his hat, gets everything. And just in time for them to like find her. And she's like, yeah, he ran away. I fought really hard, but he was so vigorous. Young and vigorous.
Vigorous, yeah.
In her accent that floats in and out because it's, hey.
I wouldn't say she's trying real hard in this movie.
I wouldn't say that anyone asked her to.
Yeah.
Because everyone evil or old is British.
That is fair, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But so they chase Zorro on horseback through the woods. This is where he's doing all the horse tricks where he's like switching from horse to horse to horse. And this is how they find out where the mine is because he now has the map. But he makes it to the lair. And at the lair is where Anthony Hopkins tells Antonio Banderas, I'm not going to help you with the mine. I'm going to go get my daughter. And he's like, you're going to fucking let a bunch of people die? And he's like, no, they've got Zorro. I've trained you, but I'm going to go do my own revenge. You have fun.
Yeah, he's like, I already gave them my life as Zorro.
Right.
And he did. He like lost everything and was forced to live 20 years in jail. Like he's done enough.
Right.
And he's too old at this point. You're Zorro now. I don't know if you got the memo. Like you're Zorro. I'm out. Have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Have fun being Zorro. Meanwhile, he then ends up at the governor's mansion as the governor or Don Raphael.
Yeah, he's not technically the governor, but he does go back to the governor's mansion. Like it is the same place. Yeah.
It's the same place. But Don Raphael is like, hey man, you can't find Zorro. Do you even want to buy California from Mexico? And they're like, he's like, I want it so bad. I'm trying to find him. But then who should show up? Anthony Hopkins.
Right.
Being like, I done told you I was coming for my daughter. Bring my fucking daughter out, bitch. And they do. And he basically is like, hey, I'm your dad. I'm Diego de la Vega. And she's like, shit, the lady in the market told me about this.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this makes a lot of sense. And the whole time Don Raphael is like denying it. And he's like, tell her how her mother died. Tell her how it's your fault, basically. Yep. And he doesn't. He refuses. But she asks before they drag him away to jail, you used to hang something on my crib. And he says, fresh flowers, the Romania flowers, the ones that you've been smelling.
Yeah.
So they throw him in jail. Meanwhile, young Zorro takes off for the mines because he's going to do what's right. While that's happening, Elena rescues old Zorro from jail and is like, we got to get to the fucking mines, dog. Everyone converges at the mines.
Yeah, literally everyone goes to the mines.
Everyone be going to the mines. They yearn for the mines.
Like they heard the Bellrog was about to start DJing, so they're like heading to the mines. You know what I'm saying?
Memoria, thou shall not dance.
It's like a bunch of techno, and then it drops, and it's just like, fly, you fools. Yeah.
Was it you who saw Hodor DJ one time?
Yes, and he literally would drop the beat and yell Hodor. And listen, he did it 40 times, and I loved every time he did it.
Never got old.
Yeah. And honestly, he was pretty good. Like, he wasn't a bad DJ.
Yeah, sure.
He did ring the Hodor bell a lot. I'll give him that note. But it was fun. Like, I had a good time.
I mean, I would lose my mind if I was there. That would be great.
It was funny every time. Yeah.
Anyway, the miner, Zorro's like going through telling like, shh, I'm going to save you, but gets out just in time before they literally lock the entrances of the mines so the miners can't get out.
Right.
And have set charges somewhere. So they're trying to get the last of the gold out. They're lighting the big old fuse. But of course, who's there? Zorro!
Yeah.
Wrecking fools, taking names. And General Love comes back and slices the fuse. So now we don't have like a ticking time bomb. We have time to fight. But he's like knocking people down the sluices like a water slide. He's kicking people off the, balconies. He's stabbing people. He's like shovel sliding down.
Paige.
Everywhere. Flames.
There literally is a scene where he runs up this like slide thing.
Yeah.
And then like pulls the chain and jumps off of it, and it like releases this water. And it's like these two dudes that followed him up the slide, like that must have been designed by the people who like brought to you Faces of Death on VHS, because like the slide goes off a mountain.
Yeah.
Like those dudes die. They like just slide down off a mountain to their death.
Oh, yeah. It is Waterworld, the show.
It is.
Because it's
Yes.
like water slide, zip line, shovel slide. Like it's so much to keep track of that they basically just built a discovery zone for Antonio Banderas to just like run around in. Like if there had been a gold bullion ball pit, it would have fit.
Paige, I was about to say, at one point I thought he would jump off and land in a ball pit.
Yes. But who should also show up? Old Zorro confronting Don Raphael
Yes.
about his daughter.
Because he wants to kill him. I mean, Don Raphael took everything from him.
Took everything from him. But he's like squaring off. He's going to knock him off basically the cliff.
Yeah.
And Elena's like, no, because in Elena's mind, she's like, that's the guy who raised me. He does love me. And then he immediately pulls a gun on her and is like,
Yes.
you see it in her face of like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. Oh, no,
Yeah.
I didn't know this man at all.
But Anthony Hopkins as Zorro, I mean, he does drop the sword.
He drops his weapon because he would never put her in danger.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's
Yeah.
her real father. But Don Raphael shoots him. Either way, old Zorro or young Zorro gets to Don Raphael, but also has to do a last fight with General Love,
Yeah.
where they're on the like swinging platform with the gold.
They're like on top of the elevator, more or less.
Right.
Although it's an outdoor exposed elevator on a crane. It's not like it's an elevator shaft or anything.
Yeah.
So it's like loosely, like slowly, like rocking back and forth while they're fighting on it. And he eventually does stab him through kind of like the stomach. He's not dead at all.
Yeah.
But he is going to die eventually. Like, you don't come back from that kind of stomach wound pre-Civil War.
Yeah, and he's going to die momentarily because
Yes.
Don Raphael is tied to a cart full of gold that they somehow got up on the top of the cliff. How? No idea, no roads. But that gold truck falls and hits the hanging gold platform, crushing General Love. Zorro uses the whip to swing out of the way just in time.
Yeah.
As Elena is also trying to free all the people who are essentially about to explode. And no shit, but like that explosion happens. They are not full out except for the movie thinks they are. So they all kind of like walk out through the smoke.
It does look like they got saved in the nick of time and everyone survived. But it was really close. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
My favorite is there's a huge explosion. There's a jaguar sound effect in the middle of it. Like, wow, wow, wow.
Just like Massimo was around or something.
Ooh. But then they get out, and miraculously, old Zorro was also thrown clear of the blast.
Right.
But he's dying, and he's like, stay, young, hot Zorro will protect you. And she's like, I'm sure we can find a way to pass the time.
Yeah, we're going to figure this out, Dad, or whatever your name was.
Yeah.
But Paige, I have to point this out because it made me legit laugh. And it's when the cart full of gold falls on the elevator full of gold. So like when that gold drops onto Captain Love, Don Raphael's body just kind of like floats down after it. Like it's like
Yes.
a sleeping bag stuffed into like a Raphael shaped sack getting tossed around by the wind. It was very funny.
Yes. Yeah, it like float like a feather floats to the ground.
It's not quite as bad as a feather. Like it's got a little more heft to it than that, but it's not falling as fast as a body would. Like
It doesn't weigh enough.
right, exactly. Yeah. It was very funny.
But we cut to, I assume, roughly 9 months to the day in the future. Maybe a little longer. That baby looks a little older, but
Yeah.
they have a baby, and he's much like her father used to do to her. He's telling the story of his exploits as Zorro to their little baby Joaquin that he named after his brother.
Yes.
And she comes in and is like, okay, that's what you call putting the baby to bed. And then it is implied at the end of this movie that they finna role play as Zorro.
I think so too.
And that's the movie.
Paige, I do want to say at the very end of this movie, Antonio Banderas says something to the effect of like, Zorro has been many men,
Yes.
but all of them have loved you. And it made me wonder how many is many, because only 2 Zorros have loved her that I know of.
That's more than one.
But is too many?
I think it's almost implied that their son will grow up to be a Zorro, which would be 3.
That would be many, I think. I think that technically would be 3. And honestly, it answers my question. We can move on.
All right.
So having seen the movie, having talked about the movie, what did you think about Mask of Zorro?
I mean, again, you could trim a little bit, just a little bit, but
But why, Paige?
I won't.
It's fun.
I won't. It's fun. I really liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too. It's a fun movie. It feels like a 90s blockbuster kind of like action adventure rom-com. And after what we watched last week, I can't imagine not feeling like this one was like a amazing masterpiece.
Right.
So
right.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
But Paige, do you have any fun facts for us?
I do.
Well, it is with your fun facts.
Zorro, fun facts. At the end of the movie, when Zorro confronts Captain Love and pulls out his sword, the sun glints off the blade
It
for
does.
the full length of the blade.
It's cool.
This is not CGI or a camera trick. It was something that Antonio Banderas wanted to do, and so he would have to deliberately tilt the sword to catch the sun without breaking eye contact with the other actor every time. It took 3 takes.
Wow, that's way less takes than I thought it would.
Man is a professional.
Yeah, that's really well done.
He was extremely adamant also about performing almost all of his own stunts. So most of the time when you see Antonio Banderas Zorro, it is Antonio Banderas.
Nice.
Now, Anthony Hopkins, on the other hand, originally turned down the role because of his back pain, and he had to get a laser operation and then recover from it. And by the time he did, he was able to play the part.
Oh, okay.
So there are 2 differences between, there are differences between the 2 Zorro costumes. The one for Anthony Hopkins versus Antonio Banderas' Zorros. Graciela Mazon, who is the costume designer, claimed that De La Vega's costume is portrayed with his Spanish heritage, so it's cut a little bit differently, it's styled a little bit differently, while Alejandro's, or Antonio Banderas's, portrays his Mexican heritage. So it's styled a little differently as well.
That's kind of cool.
There's actually a little bit more, like his hat is a different shape and it's got kind of different styling. It's nice. Now, not only was Joaquin Murrieta a historical figure from this time, he is widely believed to be the inspiration for the original literary character of Zorro and the stories written about Zorro from not quite that old, but a little bit after that time.
Cool, yeah.
The man who trained Antonio Banderas for sword fighting for this movie was a man named Bob Anderson. He was legendary because he had trained Errol Flynn, which explains a little bit why this movie looks like those older Errol Flynn movies. He says that Antonio Banderas was the most gifted swordsman he had worked with since Errol Flynn.
Damn, okay.
Which is probably why he's doing all his own stunts.
Yeah.
But Antonio Banderas also trained with the Spanish Olympic team, fencing team, for 4 months.
No shit. Okay, that's cool.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yes. So the director of the film, Martin Campbell, originally did not want Zorro to use a bullwhip. And I kind of get it. This is, 10 years maybe after Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So it's maybe a little tied to Indiana Jones as a character. Maybe you don't want to have that kind of mix. But Anthony Hopkins felt like it was an important part of Zorro's equipment. So he practiced and learned it daily.
Nice. I mean, he does use it in the movie. Like, he's using it quite a bit.
Yes. And so he then had a custom whip made by Alex Green, who was his double in Legends of the Fall and The Edge. So Anthony Hopkins has like a double.
Nice.
And that guy also learned how to do the whip for this. The actor who played General Love, Matt Letcher, said that it was really hard to be mean to Antonio Banderas since he's, quote, genuinely such a nice guy in real life.
I did love Captain Love. I thought he did a really good job, but you just like know he's going to get his ass kicked at the end of the movie when he's like losing the fight, but will not uncock his hand from his hip. He's like, I may die, but I'm going to die a gentleman. Like, he's just an idiot.
His wig is both the most historically accurate and also the most upsetting. Now, this is a really interesting fact and kind of interesting in the sense that, like, Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins have enough of an age gap that you might believe that there's 20 plus years between them. But Antonio Banderas was not the original choice for the role. Raul Julia was supposed to play Don Diego de la Vega, a.k.a. M. Bison, a.k.a. Gomez Adams.
Yeah.
But he died tragically of stomach cancer, I believe.
Oh, no.
Before he could take the role. He passed away very young. It's so tragic. He was so talented. But that would have, I think, been kind of a different vibe because he's really, like, he is older than Antonio Banderas, but not nearly as old as Anthony Hopkins. So that would have been kind of a different vibe as well.
Yeah.
Zorro is always seen to be smiling while he is fighting. That was an important detail they included both from the original Zorros and this. The swords used for filming were made of aluminum, which is not loud enough. So they then had to go Foley every sword fight after the fact, which is kind of fun.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg was originally supposed to direct this.
Okay.
But turned it down because he was working on his own pet project, Saving Private Ryan.
Oof. I mean, great movie. So, yeah.
Great movie. Good choice. But he did stay on as an executive producer.
Nice.
Elena mistakes Zorro for a priest originally. This is actually a callback to something that happens to a character named Lolita in The Mark of Zorro from 1940.
Oh, okay.
Anthony Hopkins is Welsh. Catherine Zeta-Jones, also Welsh, both playing Spanish characters. Antonio Banderas is Spanish and playing a Mexican character. So
close. So close on that one. Yeah.
It's the 90s. Sean Connery also turned down the role before they gave it to Anthony Hopkins.
Well, we already know he can play a Spaniard, right?
Yeah. I'll end on this one because this is actually, there's a ton of fun facts about how they made this movie. It is a great movie. I loved watching it. You'll enjoy watching it. But not without scandal. We'll end on this one. So according to an account in the book Tales from the Script by Peter Hansen.
Perfect name.
And Paul Robert Herman, that book is actually really interesting. It's a lot of stories about who actually wrote what.
Okay.
From a provable point of view. So David S. Ward is said to have rewritten approximately 85% of the dialogue for this movie, but received no on-screen credit. That's called a punch-up. You don't always receive on-screen credit. It depends on your contract anyway. But apparently, it was not outlined clearly in his contract, and this spawned enough controversy to merit a front-page article in the Los Angeles Times about it.
Damn, okay.
And I believe ultimately they settled out of court.
Okay.
But those are your fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts, Paige. Let's talk a little bit about box office. So what do you think the production budget was for The Mask of Zorro in 1998?
Ooh, I think this actually probably was pretty expensive. They put a lot of money into this. I think in 1998, this probably cost $60 million.
It was $65 million. So close.
Oh.
Which, if you adjust for inflation, is around $128.6 million today. Now, this movie came out on July 17th, 1998, and was number one the weekend it came out. Number two, so the movie it beat, was the penultimate Lethal Weapon movie, Lethal Weapon 4. Not as widely famous as Lethal Weapon 5 that came out after. And Armageddon was number 3. There's Something About Mary was number 4, and Dr. Dolittle was number 5.
I was obsessed with Armageddon when I was younger. I don't know why I like that movie so much. It's bad. It doesn't make any sense. We should do it next. It is a love story.
Oh my God, Paige, yes, please. I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Also in the theaters, Titanic. It was in its 31st It was in its 31st week is what my mouth was about to say here at almost 11 p.m. on a Thursday night. Okay, so what do you think The Mask of Zorro brought in its opening weekend? And again, that was July 17th of 1998.
Summer blockbuster. This was very popular
It
too
was.
at the time, and I bet it made ass loads in home market and on TV as well. I would say this opening weekend probably made $32 million.
It made $22 million. It was still number one.
Still good.
Yeah, it made $22 million. It ain't bad at all. It was in theaters for a total of 25 weeks because the 90s be like that.
The 90s be like that. Yeah.
Like half a year more or less. In its second week, it was number 2. In its third week, it was 6th. And its fourth week, it was 8th. And then it was never again in the top 10. But it was still in theaters for 25 weeks. So what do you think it made domestically in the box office?
I think domestically, since this was in theaters for 25 weeks, this probably makes at least $98 million.
It made $93.8 million. You're very close. It also made $139.8 million internationally. So it made $233.7 million.
Yep.
Which is also known as a shitload of money. Like, it did really well on a $65 million budget. Now, again, that $65 million, if you adjust for inflation, is like right around $128 million. If you adjust the total worldwide of 233.7, that would be like, it's close to $1 billion. It's $462.4 million. This movie made money.
Jeez.
Anyway, that's your box office page. Do you want to hit us with that romance scale?
Our romance scale is a scale of how romantic we found the film today. Todd.
I'm going to give it a 2. There was some sexy chemistry between the two of them. It does seem like they really wanted to get it on set. I don't know if there was off screen, but there was on screen.
On screen, definitely. I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Nice. Okay.
Yes. And that is your romance scale.
Yeah. So this week, Paige, I made you guys watch The Mask of Zorro. Do you want to do Armageddon next week? Because I'm here for it.
I think we have to.
I am here for it.
There is, because this is Adventure Romance Month. There is adventure in it. There is a romance. It's like a key plot point in the film.
It's why one main character lives and one dies.
Yes.
It is a deciding factor in someone sacrificing themselves.
Yes. So Armageddon on. You know what I'm talking about?
I love it. Okay, so your homework for next week is to watch Armageddon and wonder if it is easier to teach people who drill to be astronauts than
Teach astronauts
to
to drill.
Just wonder that while you're watching it.
Just think about it. Todd, do you have any reviews for us?
I do. I'm going to read a Spotify comment from our most recent Jewel of the Nile episode, which literally just came out today. And this one is going to be from Dan. And they say, "Oh my God, I've been waiting for the entire existence of this pod for them to cover this movie. So excited to listen. And I hope, honestly, we didn't disappoint because there's no follow-up from Dan. But Dan, thank you so much for that awesome Spotify comment. And if you want to have me read your Spotify comment or 5-star Apple review, leave us one of those things and I'll do just that. So yeah, if you guys like this show and want to hear our other show where we talk about horror movies, that is The Horror Virgin. That's the only other podcast I am on, but Paige is also on Cult Podcast, which you can find at Cult Podcast. And you can find us on social media. I am at Todd J. Awesome, literally everywhere. Paige is at Paige Wesley on Instagram.
No, it's at Rampage Wesley on Instagram and TikTok, at Paige Wesley on Twitter.
That's right. All right. So that's where you can find Paige. If you want to find the show, we are at Romancing the Pod Show, right?
Yep. Romancing Pod Show on Twitter.
Well, and Instagram, right?
And Instagram, but it's show SHO because character limits. If you start typing Romancing the Pod, it'll come up.
It'll definitely come up on Instagram. I don't know about Twitter because I haven't posted on Twitter in a hot ass minute. So who knows? But that is where you can find more of us. So yeah, guys, give us a follow. Support the show any way you can. We'd love it.
Smash that like button.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm your Timu Ryan Gosling Todd.
And you complete us
to completion. Bye. I cannot wait till we do the sequel to this movie, nerd.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
La, la.